Yo, it's time to start with the memoirs of the clouded Kokoro. Not sure why we couldn't just put heart there, but you know, we had to make it more fancy looking with the random Japanese word thrown in. Oh yes, I might have done some funny outfit replacing for the achievement.
It was a ghastly tale of a winter's night.
Oh.
One of an invisible killer and a crime perpetrated on the pavement along Briar Road.
Oh, this is in reference to Case 4 of the first game.
Of just who had stabbed the young lady from behind had been resolved. But no sooner had my friend saved that Eastern Exchange student from his harrowing plight, then in the dim, flickering shadows of gaslight did a second bizarre crime rend the stillness of that very night. I dare say most can still recall the sensational headlines of the day. Haunted apartment of death, the condemned criminal's curse, the dread demon of coal gas.
The dreaded demon of coal gas.
Yet,
the oil companies are at it again.
Once discerned the truth upon his arrival at the scene. It only proved to be the overture that announced the rising of the curtain on a most tragic play.
Interesting. My name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I'm a fledgling lawyer just starting out on my journey. I decided, I was thinking of doing, my name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Like a generic protagonist voice, but I think I'll just go with my voice, because he talks too much. I don't want to do that voice forever. 6 months ago, I arrived as a visiting student of law. Having made the long voyage across the sea from the Empire of Japan to here, London, England, and now, and on the way, in quite extraordinary circumstances, I made an acquaintance of a world-famous detective. Yeah, now I live in his house. Currently, I reside in the attic of the detective's own lodging, from where I run my legal consultory of sorts. I've successfully defended a number of clients in Britain's highest court, the Old Bailey. I hope they don't make the New Bailey anytime soon. I don't think I'd be able to handle it. But since a particularly grueling and unforgettable legal battle 4 months ago now, I haven't returned to the courtroom. In truth, I lost my right to return. But that epic trial was just one small part of an epic tale. A tale which was now about to awaken from slumber. Thanks to a letter that arrived this morning from my homeland. Rumble. Let's get ready to rumble. What a delicious smell wafting up the stairs. Must be nearly time for breakfast. I better go down to Mr. Shlom's suite and say good morning to the great detective and his flatmate, the small child that is also a genius. Because we gotta do that trope. Everyone's favorite.
Ah, Runo, good. I was about to call up to you. The bacon's ready.
Good morning, Iris. It smells delicious, as usual. Before we eat, though, I have some news. I got a surprise this morning. Shh! Not another word, Mr. Naruhodo. This could be the very abstruse thing for my pre-breakfast Stagnation repelling, mental stimulation, my dear fellow. Morning to you too, Mr. Shlomes. Shlomes? Mr. Shlom. Shlom. Ah, yes. I see. So that's it. Oh, oh no. Naruhodo lost his first boyfriend, so now he's getting a second one already. The truth is as clear to me as day. My faculties of observation have revealed it again. What are you talking about? You, Mr. Naruhodo, you have this very morning met with a surprise. Well, is that not the case? I mean, yeah, but I wasn't really hiding that. Really, my dear fellow, it barely warrants explanation. Firstly, your hair is particularly unkempt, somewhat reminiscent of a bird's nest. Secondly, you have neglected to fasten the third button on your jacket. Clearly, when considered together, these two facts point to you having been flustered this morning. Can I talk now? Like, you don't gotta do this whole, like, kit and caboodle. I can just tell you. Like, I wasn't hiding it. But of course. Though I don't look for admiration, you understand. I demand it. I don't look for admiration. I demand admiration. Fucking... My hair always looks like this. I've been this way since I first met you. Oh, it has? And the button was ripped off last night, if you remember? By you? You did this. When you tried to fuck me.
Hurley pulled your button off.
Nope, I have no memory of this. Ah, yes, I recall the incident now. It was after supper, was it not? As the evening advanced, I picked up my violin and began to play the wailing notes of a haunting tune. But then, to my utter dismay, the third string snapped. Why did it have to happen? And why? Little wonder then that in my vexation, I grabbed the first button I saw and ripped it from its proper place. Well, I'd like it back now, please. It's troubling me that I can't fasten my jacket. And it's troubling me that you expect me to know where it is. Somewhere thereabouts on the floor, one presumes. Helpful, thanks, asshole. Die. What matters at the present time, my dear fellow, is simply whether or not my deduction was unerring.
But Hurley, Runo said it when he came in, didn't he? I have a surprise this morning.
You think I was listening to that? Well, that really is a surprise. Yes, this man is the pride of the British Empire. The only media they have to themselves. Mr. Herlock Shlomes. There can't be a single person in the world who doesn't know his name. Oh, except maybe some starving kids in Africa.
Alright then, enough of this silly conversation. Come and eat this bacon before it goes cold. And I have a new herbal tea for you to try too. My latest special blend.
And here we have Iris Wilson, Mr. Shlome's lodger and companion. A truly exceptional young girl who's the author of the highly successful serialization here in London. Yes, The Adventures of Herlock Shlomes, published in Rancent Magazine. So, Mr. Naruhodo, won't you put us out of our misery? What surprised you this fine morning? Well, I received this letter from Japan.
Oh, from Susie, you mean? Was it? Really?
That's right, and she had a rather startling news, in fact. Ah, intriguing indeed. You must tell us all about it over breakfast.
Oh yes, what fun!
Well, first I gotta check everything, so I get... Otherwise... I gotta make sure I check this shit. Ah yes, this is where you note down ideas, isn't it, Iris? What's in the melting pot today, The blue carbuncle?
Yes, it's from the case of theft that Hurley solved ages ago. The theft of a precious stone.
Oh, did my thing turn off? Oh, yeah. Vignon is not functioning. Okay, cool. A carbuncle is another name for a...
A carbuncle is another name for a garnet, you see. You draw it in your opening hand in Yu-Gi-Oh! When you don't want it. And thus it fucks up your whole combo.
Oh, really? And this garnet was blue, was it?
How the fuck did you know? Well, that's the thing. They're usually red. No blue garnets have ever been discovered.
Oh.
So who knows what the stolen gemstone actually was?
Oh, there I am. Oh, and my model's working properly, too. That's new. Yeah, before it was just kind of glitched out. Don't worry about that, it's just a little glitchy. Alright, there we go. Back up and running. Boom.
That's the real mystery of the case.
Proper Sherlock Sholmes conundrum, huh? I almost said the wrong name. Oh, copyright would have come and killed me. Once again. Alright, I got what I needed. This is the letter that arrived from Japan this morning by International Post.
Oh, how lovely! Look at Susie's beautiful writing. I wish I could read it. I wish I knew how to read. I know how to invent things, but English is too hard. Well, Japanese is too hard. I know English.
Whoops. And how is your judicial assistant faring, may I ask? She's very well, thank you. In fact, according to what she's written, she actually appeared as a lawyer at the Japanese Supreme Court and won a case.
Really? Oh, isn't she wonderful? Love her. So I wish you left instead of her, Naruhodo.
Like she just is clearly biased. Ah. A cut above your good self, my dear fellow. I've won cases too, you know, piece of shit. Apparently, Mr. Natsume appeared in the trial as a witness. Natsume.
No, I don't recall that name.
Of course you do. You helped the man twice. You know, in those 2 cases that took place on Briar Road 6 months ago. Ah, the mustachioed, twitchy man with that somewhat feline eyes and the mustache. Did I mention he had a mustache?
He didn't have 2 mustaches, Hurley.
Yes, who could forget those 2 cases? You made a very deep impression on me. Although I must confess, the details are a little hazy now. All the details go away. Did you know I have a memory disorder, Naruhodo? Well, you haven't said that before, but I kind of picked up on it. A very deep impression they made on you, clearly. So, what was this startling news penned by Miss Susato? Do you remember the case of the haunted lodgings, Mr. Sholmes? Ah, yes. It's very interesting, you know. I don't feel entirely uncertain about it. That a case of that nature did not occur. He's totally forgotten then. He has 0 recollection of it existing. Anyway, in her letter, Miss Susato asked that we read over her case notes again and investigate further. Though it took place over half a year ago. For what purpose? Because of something that Mr. Natsume said to her, apparently. He suggested that the real reason why she was called back to Japan so suddenly might have something to do with that case of the haunted lodgings. Oh? What the fuck did he say then? I'm going to have to talk to him then. Take him out personally. On Mr. Natsume's return to Japan, Miss Susato's father questioned him about the case, she says. And something Mr. Natsume said appeared to trouble Professor Mikutoba, prompting him to send that telegram. Oh, that case, yes! It was very strange, wasn't it? Oh, so strange I had to kick back on the music, finally. Yeah. And I had compiled the whole story into a nice, neat manuscript ready for publication, too. But then Hurley here was all funny about it, remember? He was very mean. That story must not be published, you said, very mysteriously as well. Really? I said that, are you sure? I'm going to gaslight you into thinking I didn't. Is that appropriate? Have you considered? Do you perhaps know something about it as well, Mr. Shlomes? About why Miss Susato was suddenly told 4 months ago that she had to return to Japan? What do you know, Shlomesy? It's been 4 months now since we waved off Susie at Dover. It was such a shock, wasn't it? The way she just suddenly announced that she had to go back to Japan. Indeed it was. Due to the telegram she received from her homeland, I believe. That's right, telling her to return urgently. Yes, because her father had passed away. No, it just said he was suffering from a high fever, the cause of which was unknown. He's not dead. But according to this letter, that news about her father's fever was just a ruse. A ruse? That fucker lied! I'll kill him by the morrow. So Susie's daddy lied to her so she'd make the voyage back home? Why would he do that? I have to admit, I have absolutely no idea. Probably something to do with the greater overall story of the game that we'll find out in Chapter 4 or 5, when it all comes together. But she believes it's almost certainly related to the case of the haunted lodgings. Summoning her back to Japan so suddenly like that. I wonder what Miss Susato's father is hiding. Hurley, do you know what this is all about? Oh, he's back. He's back in costume and ready for anything. Oh, well, who can say? What? But you said... Please, I have engagements, my dear fellow. My calendar is quite surprisingly full today. And a stringent analysis of the matter would be excessive, I feel, even if it were quite at leisure. So, man the fort in my absence, won't you, Iris? Not Naruhodo, I don't trust him. Oh, I will, Hurley. Don't worry. See you later. Damn it, he ran off with his music again. It's such a bop. He scuttled off rather quickly there, almost like he's running away from us. That son of a bitch. I think perhaps Professor Mikitoba isn't the only person hiding something here. Soseki-san was involved in 2 cases, but only one of them was forbidden from being published. By, of all people, Mr. Shlomes, which means it relates to government secrets that we can't unveil. Except for in court. Then we can unveil government secrets. Aha! I found them at last! Iris, are they...
The notes about the case? That's right, Susie and I compiled them together. The case of the haunted lodgings. Do you want to read them, Runo?
Absolutely. Thank you, Iris. I have no idea what secrets could be hiding in the shadows of this case. But perhaps if I read over the notes again, something might come to light.
That's the spirit. Now you're being possessed like a real champion.
And so, Iris and I decided to read over the case notes again together. Everything from what happened to our investigation and that fierce battle in court that followed, revealing every little detail. I just need to find a clue. Where is your fucking clue? And I have all the time in the world. Because of course, I'm no longer allowed to practice law in the courts of Great Britain. Whoops. Whoops. Kinda revealed some government secrets. Oopsie poopsie. It was 6 months ago, a mysterious incident that unfolded in the wintry streets of London. A young woman was found lying on the snowy pavement of Briar Road with a knife in her back. Fortunately, her life was spared, but she was unconscious for several days following the incident. Fucking coward, couldn't even stand getting stabbed one time. The fog was thick, and nobody saw her attacker, but by a cruel twist of fate, a visiting Japanese student was walking behind her at the time, and was duly arrested. The man was Soseki-san, and the man who effected his arrest was Mr. Schlum. Believing in our compatriots' innocence, Susato-san and I decided to represent Susato-san in court. And after a grueling trial of many twists and turns, we finally managed to prove his innocence, and that the whole thing was a fucking Rube Goldberg-esque accident. Joyful, joyous, jubilant jubilation was the man's reaction after the trifle, but his jubilant jubilation was short-lived, cause you better believe his ass got fucking put as the defendant again within a couple days. We received a telegram from Mr. Stroms the following morning. The victim of the Briar Road stabbing has regained consciousness. Hurry to Bart's at once. We never actually got to meet the girl who got stabbed in that case. She was kind of just unconscious the whole time. So Susato and I summoned Hansum and headed immediately to the hospital. Yo. Fucking Michelin Man trophy? Awesome. Rat! Oh, that's a big rat, too. That's a big boy rat. There you are at last. Oh, good morning, Mr. Shlomes. I think not. Oh? You're late! What on earth took you so long? Your telegram only arrived at 5 o'clock, Mr. Shlomes, and it's a 20-minute ride to the hospital. That's right, and it's 5:30 now. I think we made very good time. The time is utterly irrelevant. In fact, I have been waiting for what has felt like an eternity. You fuck. In point of fact, I myself was awakened at 4 this morning by a telegram boy. And feeling it was somewhat unjust that I alone had been roused at such an hour, I sent one to you. Well, thanks for that, asshole. Love you. Anyway, you're here now, so the victim is over there. She's only just regained consciousness. You should introduce yourselves, and I should observe from here. That's the lady who was found on the snow-covered pavement with the knife in her back. Her name is... Ah yes, here it is. Miss Green. You see, 'cause her outfit is green. Ooh, what's up here? Let me investigate everything first, though. There are a lot of bottles in the cabinets, aren't there? Do you think it's safe to keep them like that? If you were a patient here, I'm sure you'd like to take some medicine by mistake when you were half asleep. That is a worry, but at least the cabinet has a lock. Even if it's only a flimsy-looking one. Oh, I'd no doubt you'd manage to unlock that somehow while you were still half asleep as well. There are limits even to what I can do when I'm half asleep, you know, Mr. Sato. No, I doubt that, actually. I know you can unlock anything, but only while half asleep. And while you're sick. There are all sorts of medicines in the cabinet, look. I'm not sure if it's safe leaving them in reach of everyone like this. Yes, you're right. I can't imagine if you were peckish, you might try a whole bottle or two. Well, at least there seems to be a little lock to secure the cabinet doors. Why is this a separate combo? I don't imagine that would stop you if you were hungry. I worry you'd break the lock. Hunger doesn't turn me into a criminal, you know, Miss Susato. You have such low opinions of me. We'll investigate the rat last, because I want... They are the one I care about most. I love the rat. Ooh, look, there's a photograph in this frame here. Oh yes, it's a picture of a young gentleman. He looks to be about the same age as Miss Green, I would say. Perhaps the young woman's special someone, do you think? My, Mr. Naruhodo. I didn't know you had a sense of matters of the heart. I thought you were Ace. The Ace Attorney. Ah, not in the least. I sincerely said the first thing I thought of. This rounded wooden figure isn't the most charming, is it? Oh, I don't think that's a decoration, Mr. Naruhodo. It's an artist's mannequin, I believe, used when practicing sketching the human form in different poses. Really? Not exactly what you'd call a typical figure for that purpose, though, is it? Wow, okay, Naruhodo, I see where your biases lie. No, I suppose not. I confess I've never seen one quite so full-figured before. Well, if you want to draw a full-figured person, it's the right tool for the job. You know, if you want to be a little more base than normal. And drawing more body types than just the normal default one people use. Because we live in a society. Oh, this looks like the treatment notes for whoever occupied this bed. Let's see. Do not permit to run around the hospital. The patient doesn't seem to be here at the moment, so... He or she is probably running around the hospital then. Oh dear. How worrying. What's worrying is why they haven't discharged the patient yet. Alright, time for rat. It's rat time! A mouse, Mr. Naruhodo! An enormous mouse! A vermin in a hospital? That doesn't seem the best for cleanliness. But it looks like a very healthy specimen, doesn't it? It's very plump. It's a good mouse. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. He's just plumpy there. I'm not sure we can say that's down to the excellence of this facility, if that's what you're thinking. Don't worry, he's just a big boy. This looks like the patient's treatment notes. Let's see. Do not feed. What is this place, a zoo? What the fuck you mean, do not feed?
You know, I seem to remember seeing an almost identical sign in our local park.
For the pigeons, yes. This is a person. Poor woman, I hope she hasn't read this. Seeing as how sad she is sitting there, I think she has read it.
This must be a bag of Miss Green's personal belongings.
She would have been brought directly here after she was found stabbed on the pavement, right?
I expect a friend or family member probably brought some things for her.
Alright then, let's see what's inside. A change of clothes, no doubt, and... No, Mr. Naruhodo, you must never scrutinize a young maiden's personal belongings. Also, why the fuck would you be looking in her bag, you fucking freak? We're not investigating a case yet. But the young maiden might have chocolates, or biscuits, or caramel. She might have shit for me to steal. Have you considered that I'm hungry and want to steal her shit? Did you know gaming? You can just steal shit from people. As long as they don't notice, it's fine. Alright, I think I've investigated everything in here. Or talking to Miss Green. Nothing particular of note. Yes, I noticed. No, motherfucker, stop that. Good morning. Hello, I'm, Ryunosuke Naruhodo from the Empire of Japan.
Oh no, was it your knife that? Are you the man who...
No, I'm a lawyer.
And I'm Susato Mikotoba. Pleased to meet you. Oh no, was it your knife then? Are you the one? No, I assure you, I'm Mr. Naruhodo's judicial assistant. We heard that you've regained consciousness and wanted to come to give you our best wishes. Best wishes? For me? Thank you. I'm Olive Green. I'm an artist. My parents were really fucking mean to me when naming me. Well, no, that's not right, is it? What I mean is, I'm trying to be an artist. Well, what I really mean is, I desperately want to be an artist.
Yeah, you know, those are all the same thing, really, when you think about it.
But the truth is, I don't have any talent. I know I don't. No wonder I was stabbed in the back.
I don't think that's related, actually.
Gosh, this young woman seems to bend over backwards to put herself down. I wonder why that is.
It's almost like society as a whole shits on people who are larger than average. And shits on artists in general. Seeing as we're here, we should ask her about what happened from her perspective, I suppose. Well, from her perspective, she looked down, picked up a book, and got stabbed. Like, that is all she saw. That is the extent of everything she saw that night, is bend over, pick up book, stab, knockout. To suddenly be struck in the back by a blade as you were walking along the pavement. What a terrible experience you had, Miss Green.
It was so cold that day, and the fog was so thick, I couldn't see a thing. That was 4 days ago now, I think. Is that right? Yes, that's right. I'm afraid you've been comatose all that time. But the case has been solved, hasn't it? While I've been here in the hospital, I mean.
Indeed it has, my dear madam. Spectacularly by none other than I, Herlock Sholmes.
Mr. Sholmes, As you well know, it was Mr. Naruhodo's hard work in court that solved the case.
Are you yet to hear what happened, Miss Green?
Yes, I'm afraid so. A gentleman from the police force is supposed to be coming to fill me in shortly.
Oh, I see. How unfortunate. You have to talk to the police? Ugh.
Me coming round seems to have made everyone frantically busy. I'm so sorry. I should have never regained consciousness. It was selfish of me.
Oh, no. We're all so relieved that you're on the mend, Miss Green.
Really, we are.
Like, what the fuck, girl? Oh, God. You have some real self-esteem issues. With that kind of attitude, maybe your surname should be Blue instead of Green. Wow! She's suffering from depression. Tell us about yourself. Are you having fun in life? I feel like you definitely are. So, you're an artist, are you, Miss Green?
Oh, no. Oh, I couldn't possibly claim that. I'm a fledgling artist at best. All I ever draw is Fledgling, my favorite Pokemon. It won't exist for another 80 to, well, 100 years plus. I mean, I'm a student of art, really, at the Thorndike Academy of Fine Arts. Thorndike Academy.
Oh my! An Academy of Fine Arts?
Great Britain is such a wonderful country.
Tell me, Miss Green, do you live hereabouts?
Oh, no, actually. I don't deserve it, but I have a little flat on Brixton Road.
I see. How very interesting.
Oh no, is it?
Brixton is some 10 stops away on the underground from here. And Thorndike Academy is a mere 3-minute walk from Brixton Town Centre. Does that matter, Mr. Sloan? But does any of this matter? Perhaps not, but Briar Road is far less the bluriest part of town by comparison, dealt in by those of inferior means, including the maleficent Mr. Mustache. Inferior means? I suppose Soseki-san does fit the bill. You can just say they're poor. You don't gotta fucking... You make it sound like a hate crime. It struck me as somewhat out of the ordinary for young fine arts students to be walking in such a district. Are you perhaps a broke bitch?
Well, I'm an art student, so... Yeah, obviously, what do you expect?
That's all.
I'm being made fun of again.
This. She suddenly clammed up.
Mr. Shlomes, you should be ashamed of yourself prying into a young maiden's private affairs.
Dear me, do forgive me. I love shitting on people, you know me. You know I love making fun of people.
If you don't mind, I'm being discharged shortly, so I need to pack up my things.
Oh, yes, of course, we won't keep you. Thank you so much, Miss Green. It is a funny ride, boy. Is there a Mr. Naru Folder here? Mr. Naru Potter? Folder? Narrow fold? Narrow folder now. Well, if you're looking for Naruhodo, the lawyer, that's me, but... Ah, Mr. Narrow folder. Good. This is for you. It's a message from Mr. Saucy Nutsmeg.
Mr. Natsume sent a message to me?
Aw, hell yeah, we're back in Britain. It's time for more racism, baby. Let's go. We're getting hate crimed.
But why would a policeman be delivering a message from Mr. Natsume?
Exactly. What's going on? What's a Scotland Yard constable doing playing delivery boy at this time in the morning? Oh, what are you waiting for? Let me see that. Oh. Well, this is most unexpected. Is something wrong, Mr. Shlomes? Is Soseki back in court again? Is something wrong, Mr. Shlomes, he says. Have you not seen this note? No, you took it from me, you piece of shit. It would seem that London's criminals have no intention of letting the great detective rest. A new case calls. A case of murder, no less. We must depart at once. Murder? Da 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 da. Call a cab. Time is of the essence. But the trouble is, we've yet to read Mr. Natsume's note. I was thinking we ought to pay him a visit in his lodgings once we did. That will be entirely convenient.
Convenient? What do you mean?
It's all here in the note, my dear fellows. The murder we must investigate took place at Mr. Mustache's lodgings. Wait, what?
I'll fail a Ferris at once.
It was only yesterday that Soseki-san was in court, and we were dispelling doubts about his innocence. And now, the very next fucking day, there's a murder at the man's own address. He may very well be the unluckiest man alive. He may be just built different. Or so it seemed to us at the time, but we were soon to discover it was worse than we thought. Oh no. 21st of February, 7:18 a.m., Mr. Natsume's lodging, ground floor. Oh, this guy! We saw this guy for like 10 seconds in the first game. Oh, that's why they made that model. What on earth?
Oh my, the gentleman is deceased without question. He's dead.
Locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. Mr. Natsume? Oh, why? Why is this happening? Why to me? I've only just got out of court yesterday. I was finally home after 2 days of misery. And then I wake up the next day to this. No early bird should catch a worm like this. Woeful worm without wiggle. I see you're in high spirits. I see you're in high spirits again this morning, Mr. Mustache. Ah, not the horrible Herlock Shlomes. Shoo! Shove off! Show yourself the door! I never invited you!
Mr. Shlomes came here with us. I'm quite sure he'll be able to help you, Mr. Natsume.
I am entirely at your disposal, Mr. Mustache. What can I do for you? Grrr, grrr. Me angry. Me do a big stinko. Oh, you again. Oh, you got choked in the first game.
Here they are already, the busybodies.
Ah, Inspector Gregson. What a pleasant surprise. I guess this is before he got choked out.
Pleasant, is it? Give me heartburn every time I see your face at a crime scene, Sholmes.
Jones? Huh. I deduce, Inspector, that your heartburn is a result of your excessive consumption of fried food. Good morning, Inspector. You still hate me?
This is a crime scene. Don't you go touching anything.
Or good morning to you too, Sunshine. Oh no, look at how sad he is. He is so sad. Poor guy. Can't catch a break. Don't worry, you'll become famous writer soon enough once you leave this place instantly upon this case being over.
Oi, I said hands off. You're gonna mess up my crime scene.
Oh, no, I just wanted to look, that's all.
No chance. I know you're kind. You'll mess it up just by looking at it.
Someone's in a bad mood. There's certainly some bad air in here, isn't there? Alright, this sounds like I'd better talk to the inspector first and try to carry some favor. Oh, everything is checked off because I can't investigate anything. That's funny. Everything will just have the same dialogue. Ah, what a terrible thing to have happened. It's only been 3 days since I was arrested for that incident on the pavement outside. And then, having finally regained my freedom, it starts happening all over again. Endless extinction of excruciating experience. Existence of excruciating experiences. So, the victim lived here on the ground floor, and your room is just 1 story up, isn't it? Yes, that's right. In a way, we were neighbors, I suppose. Oh yeah, I do constantly forget that, like, I don't know if it's just in Britain or if it's England in general. Instead of having 1st floor, 2nd floor, 3rd floor, they have ground floor, 1st floor, 2nd floor. So they have like a 0 floor, and then the 1st floor and 2nd floor. It's really weird. I don't know. So, did you know the victim? Were you friends? I'm gonna take that as a maybe. What's the matter with Soseki-san now? Was it an incident? It was an innocent enough question, wasn't it? Why does he seem so shaken up by it? Well, I suppose he wasn't a complete stranger. But he never invited me in his room? Never. On my honor, I swear it. What an extreme reaction. You're probably wishing you'd never asked now, aren't you, Mr. Naruhodo? No, I need to know all the info. When we found him here, I felt wretched, which is why I sent word asking you to come. Throw that inspector over there. What's up, Greggy boy? Oh, Inspector, what was the victim's name? Who was he?
Mr. William Shamsphere. He was a lodger here.
Shamsphere, of course.
As you can probably tell, he was an actor, a bit of a dead loss as it happens, or just dead.
Mr. Shamsphere?
It was the landlord, old Mr. Garadeb, and the other lodger, Mr. Natsume, who found him. The fella didn't rise at his usual hour, so Garadeb got worried and kicked the door down. With his one working leg.
But doesn't Mr. Garadeb have a bad leg?
Oh yes, right there. It was that jittery Japanese hunchback over there who actually did the kicking.
Really? Soseki-san, good job, dog.
Victim was pretty hard up, it seems. Even done some time inside for petty crimes. Had no money, no bitches, no friends. His only acquaintances were the people in this house. Miserable life and the miserable end of it.
So, what exactly is Mr. Natsume still doing here? He's not involved in the investigation, so shouldn't you have sent him away from the crime scene?
Well, I'm not saying it's because the fella looks odd or anything, or that he acts suspicious. But I thought it would be prudent to take a statement from the cohabiter.
You basically just said culprit there, didn't you? my guy.
Look, it's not because he's Japanese or anything. I mean, I would never.
Oh dear. Mr. Natsume appears to be under suspicion again. It certainly seems to be that way. He does just come across as such an odd fellow, doesn't he? One odd fellow. Poor man, how unfortunate. The law system does heavily punish people who have paranoia or any other, like, types of neurodivergency. Because it sees them as suspicious. When in reality, he's just a jittery guy.
Anyway, can't say much until the coroner gets here. But I don't think the fella's been a goner that long. The body's still warm.
Even if the inspector would allow it, I don't think I could bring myself to touch a dead body. Shlomes. Shlomes, what are you doing over here? What is this pose? Mr. Shlomes, what are you doing? Huh, you need only observe to know it, my dear fellow. Investigating, naturally. There's nothing natural about that pose. You were paused in the middle of walking. Mr. Shlomes, have you made some miraculous discovery? Patience, my dear maiden, patience. We've not been here in this room 5 minutes. So far, all I've managed to deduce is what actually happened. My goodness! But isn't that everything we need to know, Mr. Shlomes? Now that you propose the idea, I believe one could indeed see it that way. At the present time, I have managed to draw two incontrovertible conclusions. The first, that there was a physical struggle here last night, in which the victim fought for his life. Mr. Natsume, what's wrong? It's something that Mr. Shlomes said of significance somehow. No, don't mind me. Forget I was here. Oh god, I'm going to get arrested again. Oh, fuck me. And my second conclusion is that there was a poison lingering in the air here last night that passed the victim's lips. Nonsense! Twitchy boy, oh no. Alright, Mr. Natsume, why are you reacting so extremely to Mr. Shlomes' deductions? No, please, pretend I'm not here. Invisible, ineffable, inscrutable, insignificant. Impossible to ignore. You must tell us everything, Mr. Shlomes. Spare no detail. But of course. Let the theatrical tragedy before us be unraveled by my great deductions, presented for the pleasure in 2 acts. We've heard some truly astounding great deductions from Mr. Shlomes in the past. No doubt this will be no exceptions. What miracles will unfold before our eyes this time? So, my dear fellows, for your delight and wonder, let the curtain rise. For Herlock Shlomes, Logic and Reasoning Spectacular, Act 1. Finger up. The Great Deduction. The game is afoot. Yeah, the best part of the investigation segment. Careful observation of the victim reveals to us the events that transpired in this disconsolate room last night. Foam at the mouth of the deceased clearly indicates the use of poison. He ate soap? We have notice a large dining plate which contains, you will observe, 1/2 of a sizable bar of soap. Meaningful? Indubitably. He ate soap? Why is this soap set so purposefully upon the dish? Like the victim's last supper, in fact. Yes. Could it be that the man was about to eat it? Of course, the fork reveals the answer. Natsume, don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like I know what's going on. Yo, what's up, girl? We're investigating with Herlock Shlomes over, this man dying from eating soap, apparently? It appears that the young man's appetite was its undoing. Taking up arms in the form of his cutlery, the victim engaged in a deadly battle for his life. Yet the struggle against his hunger was in vain, for in the end we couldn't resist devouring that slippery feast. But the London's foul soap is besmirched by foul poison. Yes, the victim's life was claimed by poison that tainted the contents of the plate. The soap and the lather around the young man's mouth are too perfectly matched to ignore. The cause of death was clearly intoxication due to excessive ingestion of foul soap. Though personally, I have a greater interest in the taste of foul candlework, of course. Have you eaten candles? Have you eaten candles, Shlomes? Is that what you're telling us here? Suicide or murder? I feel like there has to be a better way to commit suicide than eating soap. Like, there's gotta be a better way. The cause of death indicated, we proceed to Act 2, where we ponder the next question. Was this suicide or murder? The audience will recall that the death occurred during the victim's last supper. Did the man dine and die alone? This single teacup suggests the answer. To draw a conclusion on such meager evidence would be foolish, however. Certainly, the careful criminal could have absconded with his own cup to cover his tracks. Well, allow me to lift the veil of doubt, my dear fellow. The Seki, what did you do? What'd you do to the guy? Indeed, what reveals the answer, of course, is the broken lock. The one we kicked down this morning to get in. Though forced open now at the time of the incident, this door was locked. And the sole key was in the victim's pocket. Yo, look at him fucking spread. This is what people are complaining about when they complain about man spreading. This guy is fucking V-shaped out the whole table. He goes on a tram and fucking takes up the whole goddamn row. He's like, go gadget extendo legs. Alone with its inferior soap, from whence wafted an inferior scent. And with the acrid aroma lingers in the air, the victim met his end in tragic solitude. We can take comfort only in the fact that his soul was well cleansed on its way to the hereafter. He uses his wiener. Oh, but that's small. Look at him. This man clearly was not packing. Thus concludes the final act of Herlock Shlom's great deduction. Thanks, Shlomesy. Well, gonna have to fix this shit again. There's just one thing, Mr. Shlomes. You are disposed to identify just one thing, aren't you, Mr. Naruhodo? Pray, what concerns you? Always correcting my fucking deductions, how dare you? I could have you dead, Naruhodo. Oh shit. We got these back, okay. Sum of 2 shillings tendered in receipt. Okay, so this shit's gonna be important again. Yeah. Your books. Bourbon books. Come around here, or this way. Okay, so these were evidence from the 4th case of the first game, which this game seems to be a direct sequel to. So these pieces of evidence are back within our jurisdiction. Well, no matter how hungry he was, do you really think the man would have eaten soap? It was quite apparent that this man had barely a penny to his name. It was a curious thing, but to one so destitute, soap can suddenly appear quite irresistibly appetizing. How extraordinary. In truth, I have tried a little soap myself in the past. You've eaten it, you mean? You have eaten soap, sir. My dear fellow, it was some time ago. My postulution was that it would cleanse my gut. Of course. You know, that makes sense, actually. No, we should all eat soap. I need to look at everyone's profiles, make sure we got everyone. If green, art student, 31, William Shamsphere, the Sham himself. Failed actor renting a room in the same building. Okay. Okay. And did it? As I retched in agony on the floor and spit the contents of my stomachs. Yes, I believe it did. As I vomited up everything I've eaten in the past week, yeah, I think it helped. The experience taught me a valuable lesson. Soap is quite poisonous. It has an unpleasant taste and leads to great discomfort. In summary, I cannot recommend it. Awesome, dude. That's what we're looking for in a great detective. That's what we want. Believe me, I wouldn't eat it even if you did. There's something that troubles me as well, actually. Oh, what's that? Mr. Natsume. I can't help but noticing him shuddering and quivering out of the corner of my eyes. He looks like a rabbit. Almost as if Mr. Shlome's deductions touched a nerve somehow. Nonsense! Oh, man. Well, that clenched teeth episode didn't last. I think, judging by Mr. Natsume's reaction, the great detective's deduction may need some gentle directions in order to reach the actual truth. Yeah, Mr. Shlome's observations and deductions are sometimes a little too sharp. He has a tendency to hit the nail on the side of the head, and drive it in at an obtuse angle. When he does that, it falls to us to straighten things out. Look at how fucking cute she is. She's such a cutie. Alright then, let's see what we can do. Yes, we must pick out the key words in Mr. Shlome's quite brilliant deductions, and discreetly exchange them for something that makes a little more sense. If we can do that. Yeah! Fist bump! I wish I could move my arms better so that I could do that little fist bump animation. It's so cute. In that case, are you ready for the second performance of the day? Once again, my dear fellows, for your continued delight and wonder, let the curtain rise! For Herlock Shlome's Logic and Reasoning Spectacular Act 1, I'm going to beat you in the court of logic and reason. I will convince you that global warming isn't real. Hold it, Mr. Shlomes. Careful observation of the victim reveals the events that transpired in this room last night. Foam at the mouth of the deceased clearly indicates the use of poison. A large dining plate which contains contents you will observe. 1/2 of a sizable bar of soap. we do be out here eating soap. Could it be that the man was about to eat it? Of course, the fork reveals the answer. Yeah, the fork reveals the opposite of that, actually. Cause, like, that bar of soap does not look like it was taken out of by a fork. Well, you can't deny that the fork implies the man was eating something, or about to eat something.
Yes, that's true. If I were to decide to eat some soap, I should prefer to use a fork than to attempt it with chopsticks.
And of course, only half of the bar of soap is left on the plate.
But must there be some might there not be some other explanation?
Something material that proves whether or not the man really ate some soap. Let's see if we can find anything. Fork. Okay, the soap is not pressable. Okay, this is all I can... I think we gotta... Well, it says the fork reveals the answer, which I feel like... Yeah, the fork does reveal the answer.
Take that!
Okay. No, it doesn't. What purpose does a fork serve? What do people eat? Whatever is on their plates. You reveal my answer. Yo, we got a little mouse guy now? In other words, it cannot be clearer. The victim was eating this bar of soap with the fork in his hand. Mr. Naruhodo, with that answer, you haven't righted my reasoning in any way. Oh, yeah. That's true. As a logician, you will never surpass me. The science of deduction and analysis requires long and patient study. I'm several steps ahead of you, and your attempts to correct me serve only to highlight your deficiencies. You reveal my answer. I will reveal your answer. Alright, well, I thought the fork was gonna show that, like, clearly it hasn't been used on the soap. Alright, so what do I need to... Because there aren't that many things you can press here. The soap isn't pressable. Yeah, nothing else here is pressable except for the teacup. So I guess it must be that, because there's nothing else here.
The cup's empty, so there's no way of knowing.
How about this for an idea? Perhaps the cup was full of water, and he was dissolving soap into it so he could gulp as much down as possible? Please remember that he may not actually have been the soap lover that he's made out to be. No, he was eating soap. He was eating soap. We know that for a fact. Down here, just the hat. Alright, well, nothing else seems to be,
Take that!
What the fuck? What else is pressable here? Genuinely, what the fuck? Clearly, if poison was the cause of death, the possibility that it was administered in this drink can't be overlooked. My dear fellow, possibilities are endless. The question we are certainly pondering is whether or not this vicarious-looking victim ate the soap. Ah, until we establish that, I suggest you keep your possibilities to yourself. I'm ahead of the game again. Damn it. Natsume, stop looking at me like that. I can't, turn this... Oh wait, there it is. There we go.
Take that!
There it is. Finally, had to look around more. It was on the floor out of my sight. That's the problem. Could it be that the man was about to eat it? Of course. The other half of the soap reveals the answer. I need to point my fan at myself, or else I'm gonna overheat in this room. It being the other half of the soap on the table. In short, the victim was not eating soap at all. But it's obvious, really. For no depths of hunger could drive any man to attempt to eat soap. Even I, with my unquenchable thirst for practical knowledge, took only a single bite. But that begs the question of how the man was poisoned. But there's no sign of any food on the table. An excellent observation, Mr. Naruhodo, and one that furnishes us with the answer we seek. For London's foul soap is besmirched by foul poison. The poisons known as cleaning agents. Mr. Sholmes is still pushing the soap argument, then. Perhaps he's suggesting the man lick the soap rather than ate it. If soap in London is that poisonous, I don't think I want to be washing my hands with it. But there are no signs of any food in this room at all. Of course, food isn't the only thing that passes people's lips, is it? Okay, now we present the teacup. Well, unless there's some other weird shit around here, let me observe the room as much as I can. Fork. He was eating the fork. He was eating the fork. I know it. I'm not crazy.
Take that!
Yes, the victim's life was claimed by poison that tainted the teacup. Indeed, cups have been a vessel of choice for practicing poisoners over the centuries. Sherlock Holmes does eat soap, that is canon. As well as Sherlock Combs, Sherlock Domes, Sherlock Foams, and Sherlock Zomes. No sign of food anywhere in the room. Which leads us to the immutable conclusion that the cause of death was clearly intoxication due to the injection of poison contained in this teacup. Solved. The cause of death identified. We proceed to Act 2, where we ponder the next question. Was this suicide or murder? The audience will recall that the death occurred during the victim's Last Supper. Did the man dine and die alone? This single teacup suggests the answer. The Western vessel for infused hot drinks again. It's already furnished heavily in our deductions so far. All they do is talk about fucking tea. It's wild, these British. Yes, we can imagine that shortly before his death, Mr. Shamspeare was having a drink of tea. There would be nothing remarkable about that, but that troubles me. Is Mr. Natsume's reaction when he heard Mr. Sholmes suggest it. There's more to this deduction than it seems. We must closely examine the scene of the crime again for more clues. Alright, let me... here it is. In his other hand, he was double fisting teacups.
Take that!
Did the man dine and die alone? This other teacup suggests the answer. Yes, he was just very lonely and thirsty, so he drank 2 cups of tea. Yes, there were 2 teacups in the room all along. In other words, this is a strong indication that the victim's Last Supper, there was a guest present. At the very least, we can say now with certainty that somebody else was here in the room last night having tea with the victim. What are you talking about? Utterly, unbelievably, unjustly, unreasonable. I didn't have dinner with him. I didn't kiss him. You can never prove it. To draw a conclusion on such meager evidence would be foolish, however, certainly. In which case, the more we can deduce about this possible guest at the table... Well, allow me to lift the veil of doubt, my dear fellow. Do you mean to say you know who exactly was in this room at the time of the victim's death? Indeed, what reveals the answer, of course, is the broken lock. I'm not sure I like where this deduction is going now. This doesn't make any sense, actually. I'm afraid it's too late to go back to the Halicon days of eating too much soap. But the identity of the guest who was here last night when the victim passed away is something I have a very bad feeling about. Like, we're gonna have to defend him in court again. Halcyon. Halcyon? Look, I don't know how to pronounce words. Oh yeah, the Halcyon. Halcyon. But we cannot ignore the truth, Mr. Naruhodo. No, I suppose not. Time to look around again. I think it's gonna be the pile of books, probably. Let me actually look at them. At first glance, it seems that the only things in this room are the makeshift stage and the costumes. I overlooked these 3 books initially. I wonder what they are. Let's see. The titles read... The Picture of Monsieur Lacoste, Catterberry Yearnings, A Meal for Gabelot. Wait. I'm sure I've heard these titles before. It could just be an incredible coincidence, but they're the exact same 3 books that Mr. Natsume purchased the other day. Ah, no. Yes, on the day of the unfortunate incident that Miss Green was stabbed. Soseki-san had just been to a bookstore and bought them, that's right. And now these 3 titles are here in the room of the victim. Yet Mr. Natsume claims never to have been here before. What does this mean, do you think? Oh no, Natsume. Pile of familiar books. What's this bottle? It's empty. Empty of liquid, but full of air. That makes you think, doesn't it? No! It makes me think that you're full of hot air. We should be thinking about who else was in the room at the time. Father. Susato-san's quip in response was clever than my original riddle. Fuck! She's smarter than me, god damn it! Alright, anyway, here's some books. Indeed, what reveals the answer, of course, is the pile of familiar books. Quite so. It's no mere coincidence that these 3 titles are here in this room. It's linked to the truth. Ah, no, not again! Mr. Natsume, you purchased these books 4 days ago at a second-hand bookstore. That's just a coincidence. In that case, will you be able to bring the same 3 titles from your own room, will you not? This very moment? Like looking around. No, never! Non-negotiable! If you can't bring your own copies here, it proves that these 3 books are in fact yours. This fucking posing. Having purchased the books 4 days ago and returned to your lodgings, you were arrested the very next day. Now, you could conceivably have brought the books here on that evening, but you never mentioned that. In fact, you mentioned the opposite, that you dropped the books when you got scared of the person's body falling. And thus, there was no chance for you to bring them here that night. In other words, you could only have brought these 3 books here to the victim's room. Last night, having returned to your lodgings after the trial concluded at the Old Bailey. In short, there is only one possible conclusion. The victim died here in this room last night as a result of poisoning. And that same night, the victim had a visitor. And that visitor... This fucking pose is great. This fucking looking at you like, Was you, Mr. Soseki Natsume. Gregson, fucking kill this man. Thus concludes the final act of Sherlock Sholmes' great deduction. I also JoJo pose at any given opportunity. Good. Deduction complete. Elementary. I'm taking a shit. Help me. Not again.
Then, Mr. Natsume, it would appear you're gonna have to accompany me down to the yard again.
But wait! Hold your horses!
Yeah?
Door, key, locked! Entry, exit, entry impossible! He's so flustered, he's being even stranger than normal. He's unlocked his full power. He's JoJo posing even harder than before.
What don't you know about it? Could've just made a copy.
What?
You live in the same building after all. You'd have had plenty of opportunities, I'm sure.
But... Misery me!
Alright, sir, you'll get your chance to give your side of the story later.
The facts speak for themselves, Mr. Mustache. You horrible Sherlock Sholmes! He really has found himself an arch rival now, hasn't he? Good for him.
Come on now, no dilly-dally. Outside, there's a carriage waiting.
Welcome, student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. I never imagined to be in this position again, but... You have to help me, please, I'm innocent. I was only acquitted yesterday. Alright, I understand. We'll come to your cell later and talk about it. And one more thing. Oh, yes? My poor little kitty cat. Please give him his breakfast for me. Of course. That is far more important than your life, Natsume. Don't you worry. And so, his evil curse still apparently unbroken. Soseki-san found himself, once again, the prime suspect in a case of murder. Thanks to the incriminating deduction of the great detective... My dear fellow, that honor belongs to you. I was just going to say he murdered himself with soap. You're the one who implicated him, not me. Well, at least that means Inspector Gregson is no longer here. We can examine the crime scene in more detail now. Yes, that's right. And of course... What? Have you forgotten what the inspector mentioned before?
It was the landlord, Mr. Garadeb, who discovered Mr. Shamsphere.
Ah, Mr. John Garadeb, yes.
I expect we could find him in his living room on the top floor as usual.
Right, we must remember to go and talk to him later then. Already a lot of, like, locations and moving pieces for a second case in the game. Very interesting. A fucking Mad Hatter hat?
There's not much on these shelves, is there? Just this wine glass and bottle.
And spider webs. Like, quite substantial spider webs at that.
And both of them are cracked.
Yeah, not much use, are they? What's the matter?
Oh, I was just reminded of the Reaper, that's all.
Prosecutor Lord Van Zeeks.
Yes, he's so reckless with his wine glasses. I was thinking it's a waste that he should donate some to the needy.
You can suggest it next time we meet him. Next time we meet him, you bring that up. I'll be in a different room. Okay? Awesome. I'm sure he'll be very kind to someone who's both Japanese and a woman. He's had such a good track record of being good around those two types of people. I'm your shelf. Ooh. Are you now? Good. You better be. I don't know what that means, but I'll take it.
What's this?
It looks like a part of an envelope, I think.
Yes, I think you may be right. Perhaps it was torn off when the letter was opened.
Is that significant? It could be.
Well, it's a little out of place, perhaps, when you look around the room. There's no sign of a letter, or the rest of the envelope, in fact, is there?
Oh, she's right.
Yet here we have the torn-off end of an envelope. Where the fuck did he throw it away?
Are there trash cans in here? Like, is he just throwing shit on the floor? I agree. We better take this, just in case. Yo, new evidence, let's go! Alright, let's look at the costumes. Look at these extravagant, bright costumes. Somehow they look out of place in this room, with his grim, shady ongoings.
This one looks like a king's attire.
A king? I've always dreamt of being a king. I've always wanted to subjugate those below me. It's just what you're meant to do.
Oh, I think you'd be more suited to a feudal lord. A daimyo or such like.
With the Shon Mage Topknot? Every Japanese man wishes he had a shomanage. Shomage.
Oh, you'd look wonderful with one, and you already have the sword.
Can you imagine what would happen if I walked around the streets of London with a shonmage and a sword? They would hate crime me even harder than they already do.
As we've seen from the outside, the window is completely bricked up, just like my girlfriend. A vestige of the former window tax that Britain had to pay.
What strange things they use the tax in Great Britain. I mean, making people pay for the number of windows they had in a property. It's extraordinary.
It's heartbreaking to think that the poor are having to block up their windows just to avoid an unaffordable tax.
It's almost like the poor... It's almost like they do anything to fuck people over as much as possible.
Oh.
What is it, Miss Susato?
If you look closely, a number of these bricks are loose.
Bum, 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 ba-dum, bum. Oh, yes, it looks as though an amateur was broken out of a few of these just here. Was it Mr. Shamsphere who did it, I wonder? Being a lodger renting this room. Look at this, Mr. Naruhodo.
On the outside, there's a little ledge. And there's something on it.
It's more fucking soap! Why does he have so much soap around here? I know you're always bricked up, I can tell. I can tell by the way you talk to me.
It's so cold outside. You can feel it through this gap.
It did snow all last night. It would be cold. But more importantly, what is it on the ledge out here? What are these snow-covered lumps? It's more bars of soap! Soap? What are bars of soap doing lined up on a ledge outside the window? I have no idea. But the pair of them look rather charming like that. Still, it's very strange, isn't it? Bars of soap lined up outside the window. What the fuck is he doing with all this soap? I think perhaps we should take one. There are two, after all. Oh dear, I suppose we could. Let's just fuck with the crime scene as much as we can.
Look here at this soap. Do you see? In the middle there. There's a patch that's a different color. It's sort of transparent, but like bronze? Some sort of fancy design, I suppose. Only in Great Britain. Looks like the Hinomaru flag of Japan, doesn't it? How wonderful. It's probably a very expensive brand.
Expensive? Then what's it doing in this ramshackle old room? Bar of soap has been entered into the courtroom. Interesting. Hold on, I want to investigate some of these things more. Whoever opened this envelope didn't bother with a letter opener or scissors, did they? They just ripped that shit up like crazy.
Yes, whoever opened it was clearly someone with an unrefined temperament. And judging from the angle of the rip here, the person in question must have been right-handed.
Miss Susato? I think perhaps someone's been reading too much of the adventures of Sherlock Holmes.
You can never read too much of it, Mr. Naruhodo. Never! I am the #1 fan! I will keep all of his books.
Alright, interesting. Oh yeah, I guess... would you need to be right-handed to rip it like this? Now it looks like a state. What state does this look like? This looks like Maryland.
If I rotate it like this, you can see it looks like Maryland.
Now, this is the weird part of this little soap bar.
Part of the different color. It's an exquisite design, isn't it?
Trust the British to turn a boring bar of soap into something special for you to spend a shit ton of money on.
I quite like it. It reminds me of the Hinomaru design of the Japanese flag. I expect this is a rather expensive soap.
Doesn't seem likely given who it belongs to, unless he stole it. Which would be fair. You know, you gotta steal what you can. Teacup. I'm gonna leave, like, inspecting this guy and what's surrounding him for last. I think that makes the most sense. Because there's a good chance that once we inspect everything that's important, the game will, like, shoo us off. So I want to make sure I investigate everything first before the game shoos us off. And here we have another disproportionately large machine. It looks like a meter of some kind.
This is a gas meter, I think. It seems that this is... in this district, residents pay for gas as they use it with coins.
I see. Yes, now you've pointed it out. I can see that there's a slot just here that looks like it could take a coin. So you mean if you put a coin in here...
That's right, it would buy you about 2 hours of gas for lighting and heating.
Fucking evil. So if you were a poor person with no money, you'd just sleep in the freezing cold. And you have to constantly be refilling it throughout the night, or else you could freeze to death. Epic. Yes, or if you were a scatterbrain with no change because you forgot to exchange your money at the bank. Thank goodness there's no meter in our office. Fuck. The gas wall light, isn't it? Must be connected to a gas pipe in the wall. Gas lights, a gas stove. London really is a city of gas. They be fartin'. Yo, that bitch be fartin'. But now that I think about it, Mr. and Mrs. Garadeb had a open fire on the top floor, didn't they? Oh, yes, you're right. I don't recall seeing a gas stove up there. Well, I much prefer a real fire anyway. It's so much cozier. And it's just as dangerous, depending on how you do things. Alright, I think the whole stage is just gonna be one thing. Is this some sort of makeshift stage, I think, isn't it? Where does the audience sit, though? For the nightly Shakespeare performances. Actors aspiring to the great stage must practice their art, Mr. Naruhodo, with or without an audience. Being an artist is hard work, Naruhodo. In fact, on a related note, perhaps you should set up a mock bench for the defense in your office. What? Yeah! Then you can practice your art every single day. I'll think about it. If you promise to don a beard and play the role of the judge. Well, if that would help you achieve your goal. Oh, this I have to see. Let's do it. Get her that beard. Make her based. Alright, it seems like I've investigated everything outside of the victim himself. Okay, now to investigate the teacup and all that. The teacups that Mr. Shamsphere and his guests drank from last night. But don't go drinking from them, Mr. Naruhodo. There's bitter poison inside. I'm not planning on drinking any, don't worry. Anyway, the cups are both empty. That's true, so was Mr. Shamsphere's. And the other must be the cup that Mr. Natsume was drinking from. But Soseki-san wasn't poisoned, of course. Perhaps we should take these so we can examine them in more detail later. Right, pair of teacups. Good, good. Oh. Is that all I need? Ah, I didn't even investigate his body. Who the fuck is... Looks like you're having a good snoop around, eh? I don't know who's up there. Okay. Inspector Gregson, back so soon?
After I threw that little Japanese fella in the clink, I went and reported it to the investigation division. 5 minutes time, this place will be cordoned off by the yard.
Oh, I see. Well, we'd better be leaving then. Poor Mr. Natsume must be feeling very low, being back in a cell after so soon. I'm sure we should probably go... What the fuck? Okay, that actually kind of fucking freaked me out. Like, I was reading the dialogue and I saw his fucking model moving in the corner of my eye, and I was like, what the fuck is that? He's alive? What's wrong, Mr. Naruhodo? Out, out, brief candle, life's but a walking shadow, a poor prayer. What the fuck? This is insane. This has never happened in Ace Attorney. Holy shit, this is awesome, actually. We've never seen a victim, like, get up. So it's an attempted murder case? Oh my god, that's awesome. Holy shit. Life's but a... that struts and frets his hour upon the stage, and then is heard no more. Now, how soundeth the next part? I finished making food, so I'm on phone again for a bit. Like, yeah, good job, but holy shit. My You know, I don't have much reaction to horror games because, like, in a horror game, I'm always expecting something to happen. That genuinely, like, made my, like, I could feel, like, something drop in my, my gut, like, when I saw him move. Because I was not expecting that at all. You clearly nutted. Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, that's the reaction I had, I think.
Here's a tale told by an idiot full of sound and fury, signifying nothing.
Indeed. Oh, happy day. Wow, 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 wow. Walking Dead!
The fella isn't dead at all. No one checked his fucking pulse.
Oh my god. What's that nonsense he was saying, though? I think... Yes, it was from William Shakespeare's Macbeth. It did sound familiar. I was wondering... Yeah. A soliloquy from Act 5, Scene 5. Shakespeare. So it was that the victim, Mr. William Shakespeare, came back to life. The man had indeed been poisoned. It transpired that it hadn't killed him. He was taken by emergency carriage to a nearby hospital for treatment, and Inspector Gregson evicted us from the scene of the crime. Whatever that now was. Schizophrenic king goes insane and dies. AMSR. ASMR RP. True. I remember reading Macbeth in high school, because, you know, that's when you're forced to read that kind of stuff. And the only part I remember about it is that I was made to play, like, a random thief character that appeared. And the one line I remember reading is like, shut up, you egg, stabs him. Like, that was the exact line of just like, shut up, you egg. Asterisk, stabs him. Then he, like, stabs a child after calling him an egg. And I'm like, that's epic. That's great. That's what I want to see from a play. Whatever do you think will happen now? Used to do an Emperor Palpatine voice and go,
Macbeth. Do it. Kill him. Macbeth. Macbeth. Do it.
what a strange situation for Mr. Natsume. Arrested for murder, but then the victim comes back to life. Well, now he's technically not being charged for murder. He's just being charged for attempted murder. That's slightly better. It's a slightly better offense. I think that perhaps the victim was never dead in the first place. It seems very likely that Mr. Shamsphere did consume poison as we deduced. But was it an accident, attempted suicide, or attempted murder? Until the truth can be established, I imagine the police will keep Mr. Natsume in custody. I suppose so. Let's hope it doesn't come to anything more than a night in the cells. Oh, what's this? Who's that asshole? Who you? Oh, it's this guy. I remember this guy showing up. It's Popeye. What's that man doing over there? Looks like he's trying to see into Soseki-san's lodging. Is something wrong, Mr. Naruhodo? Excuse me. Could we have a word? And he's gone. Oh, the fucking Muppet ran away. feel sure that I've seen that man somewhere before. Where was it?
Bastard! Get back here!
Why are you running? I do too, but I don't remember. Oh yeah, the fucked up tire still here. What's up, fucked up tire? How you doing? Been a bit. There always seems to be a bicycle outside of the Garadeb residence. I read that bicycles are extremely popular all over Great Britain at the moment, in fact. That one seems very warped, though. Especially the front wheel. That to make it more of a challenge to ride, do you think? No, I'm afraid it may be the result of the rider's incompetence. For the front wheel to be so badly warped, I'm afraid the rider must have been similarly afflicted. And there's a good chance Mr. Natsume has been practicing on this bicycle, I think. Oh dear. I fear you may be right. Oh wait, I never checked the court record for the teacups. Check that real quick. Okay, what do we got in here? Is there anything in here? Oh wait, there's a lining. Hold up. There we go. This must be the cup that Mr. Shamshir was drinking from then. It's stained on the inside. Tea does that, I'm afraid, even green tea. Oh, really? I've never noticed before. You've never noticed? Well, I never leave it in the cup long enough to leave a mark. I like to gulp it down. Drink tea while it's hot. The Japanese way, isn't it? Oh dear, so many people seem to have the wrong idea about our culture, and most of them are Japanese. So that's clearly gonna be important later on. And this one doesn't have lining in it, which is also important. This is the teacup from which Mr. Natsume was drinking. Yes, unlike the other one, the inside of the inside of the cup is completely clean. I suppose he must have drank the contents before the tea had a chance to leave a mark. I always gulp it down too. Sorry, Mr. Naruhodo? Well, if you just sip it little by little, it goes cold. Clearly I shall have to instruct you in the proper way to make tea. Well, you seem to be a lost cause, Mr. Naruhodo. What do you mean? I like tea, damn it. What's wrong? Check out the soap. The exception of the top floor where Mr. and Mrs. Garadab lives, all of the windows are bricked up. Just like my wife! Yes, that's because of an old window tax that was charged on the number of windows a property has. In order to pay tax, the poorer members of society filled in many of their windows. The tax has since been abolished, hasn't it? So the windows could all be opened up again, surely. Unfortunately, it would appear that the residents of this district can't afford to pay to have the work done. Yes, that is a sad state of affairs. Well, I mean, he got 3 of the bricks out, so if he keeps up at a good pace, he should get all of them out eventually. Especially for people like poor Mr. Natsume, who have to live all cooped up in a windowless room. Well, I suppose that's the price you pay for living in capitalism. It all seems rather pointless when you put it like that. So it's like this whole fucking thing is an exercise in cruelty, and doesn't actually make any sense in any way. The Garadeb household and Mr. Natsume's lodging are in a prominent position there on the corner. Sometimes when I look at the building, I can't help feeling that it's a bit of a slant. It does rather look as though it would collapse in even the smallest earthquake, doesn't it? And isn't it supposed to be haunted as well? I think I might have a hunch as to why Soseki-san is such a hunched back. Alright, what else is here to check out? London's blanketed in fog again today, and the sky is covered in cloud. Just the one cloud. But if you look carefully in the distance, you can just make out the Crystal Tower being built. Ah, the Crystal Tower, yes.
the centerpiece of the great exhibition that's to open in 6 months' time.
Everyone's talking about the Great Exhibition of London at the moment, it seems.
Well, it's to be the largest event of its kind anywhere in the world, with technology and scientists from all over. Yay! I can't wait for it myself.
Do you think visiting students from the Far East like us will be granted entry? I mean, you should. You'll probably have to pay for it, unfortunately. I'm nearly out of Crusader Gamer subs, Mango Tea, and I don't know which to bring to work next. I don't know, I've never had any type of gamer subs or anything like that. I always just stick to my cheap pops I can get. And water, of course. Filtered water. Because the old saying in Michigan is, if you drink unfiltered water, you die.
The last great exhibition was held in London, had more than 6 million visitors, it seems. And this time, the British are determined to make it an even bigger success, to outdo the Paris Exposition.
I see. What an incredible number of people. Oh, Britain, you never stop fighting with France. Just can't help yourselves. And with so many people expected to attend, we should easily be able to slip in unnoticed.
There's always the honest approach of buying tickets at the main entrance, Mr. Naruhodo.
No. The fuck? No. Disgusting. Why would you suggest that? This place is all clean now. Poor girl is no longer a stab wound victim. Why has someone built this snowman on some sort of pedestal, do you think?
That's not a pedestal, Mr. Naruhodo. That's part of the snowman's body.
Really? But it already has a perfectly good body.
Well, it's true that British snowmen are usually made with 2 balls of snow. Perhaps this is a foreigner.
And now we're looking at him as if he's strange. Poor man, I know how he feels. I've also been extremely prejudiced against.
If anything, it's Japanese and British 2-ball snowmen that are the strange ones, isn't it? After all, real people do have 3 sections, head, torso, and legs.
I guess. If you want to section them that way. Do you ever think that perhaps you think about things too much? Do you ever think about the fact that you overthink everything and it causes you to spiral into like horrible collapses of events? Blueberry, Bloosh, and Rain. Or strawberry lemonade. Ooh, I am partial to strawberry lemonade if I were choosing. I don't think there's anything important here. We all overthink, though. I don't know, I feel like some people underthink pretty heavily. I'm partial to you. Yo! Good morning, Josephine. What's up? Wakey wakey. Oh fuck. Unblanketed in fog. Shut up. We've just recently discovered that the murder victim of this case isn't a murder victim. They woke up and just started walking. Oh, that's horrifying. And never before seen in an Ace Attorney game, so this is gonna be an interesting case, I feel. Wait, let's go to Sloane's suite real quick. Oh, there is stuff here. Okay. I'm probably gonna have to go everywhere eventually. Okay. I keep saying Ace Combat in my head. Good. Ah yes, this is where you note down ideas, isn't it, Iris? What's on the blackboard today? Buck up Bruno. What is this? What is this?
Oh, I'm just playing around with ideas for the title of next month's installment. Another idea I had was the barrel coronet. I'm really torn about which one to use. What do you think, Runo?
Anything but buck up, Runo, obviously.
I suppose you're right. Alright, get fucked, Runo. I'll surprise you with it. You'll have to wait until next month and see.
So many sleepless nights. How am I going to get insulted next time? Who's to say? Not much. Didn't wake up until 10. Been dealing with tech issues. Oh god, that fucking blows. Nope. I also dealt with a lot of tech issues today. I had to restart my computer like 5 or 6 times this morning. Thankfully, it's... I don't want to say this out loud because it'll jinx it, but thankfully, it hasn't been any trouble for the last 2 hours since I started streaming. So that's nice, but it really gave me some fucking issues this morning. Iris? That's incredible concentration, that is.
I find it quite remarkable how she can focus on so many different things at once.
Perhaps I should try drinking more herbal tea.
A blend third from the right would be good for you, Runo.
Oh, Iris? Girl is destined for great things, I'm sure. Well, yeah, you made her like a fucking genius for some reason. Oh, nope, let me... Alright, I don't think we have anything there we need to get. I just want to check every location. Where did our desk go? Was there not a desk here before? Oh, maybe it's not here yet, because this does take place in the past, so... Is there a shovel we can talk about? Thank you. Perhaps we should put this spade away somewhere.
That's not a spade, Naruhodo-san. It's a shovel.
No, shovels are for digging. This is for scooping up loose material. It's a spade.
No, a spade is for a deck of cards, Naruhodo. No, spades are for digging, and that's for scooping up loose material. It's a shovel.
Well, doesn't really matter, does it? No, she's going to kill you.
You're right, Mr. Naruhodo. We mustn't quarrel over such trifles.
On reflection, then, I think I'll leave this spade where it is.
Yes, I think that's for the best. We may need a shovel when we're working in the garden.
Spades are both for cards and for gardening. No, only cards. Can't convince me otherwise. Also for Destiny 2, if you like headcanons. What is that about? I have not played Destiny 2, like, at all. And I've heard from everyone who has played it and loves it that I shouldn't play it. It's one of those games, you know? Where everyone who I know who enjoys it does not recommend it. Seki-san is so terribly unlucky, isn't he? You can say that again. Suspected of 2 different murders in 2 days. Never known anybody to be so badly in the wrong place at the wrong time so many times.
I have. And I'm looking at him right now.
Oh yeah, I did get convicted. I did get accused of 2 different murders in a row. You know, I hadn't really considered it much before, but I think you might be right. I have been quite unlucky in that respect, haven't I? Am I cursed? I think I might be cursed. My best friend was murdered, and I was accused of doing it.
Oh no, Naruhodo-san. I'm sure you're overthinking it.
I actually like Destiny 2, but only when I'm drinking and playing Gambit. I do like the thing of, oh yeah, I enjoy playing this game. Only when drunk, though. Okay, let's go back to Miss Green and see anything else here. Oh, she's gone. particular of note. Alright, it seems like we have gotten everything here. Well, how you doing, rat? How you doing, mouse boy? I love that we got a rat friend here. He's so big. That is a ginormous mouse. Alright, nothing else to do there. Briar Road, we were just there. Let's go to Mr. Garrideb's room. Although I should probably go to Soseki first, so that I could get his, like, him giving us the okay for being his defense attorney, because that probably will be needed. Here we are again, the eccentric landlord's eccentric top floor abode. Unfortunately, the landlord didn't die last case, so gotta deal with him again.
We're here because Mr. Garrideb's the one who discovered the incident this morning, don't forget.
Fucking Moon Man over here.
You chaps, eh?
Yes, good morning, sir.
Thank you for your cooperation in court yesterday.
It was quite a trial. As much for Mr. Garrideb as anyone, really. His wife did do it, so...
Came straight back here after all that business at the Bailey yesterday. Didn't expect to wake up to more bally nonsense this morning.
I wonder if you wouldn't mind telling us exactly what happened, Mr. Garrideb.
Yes, I suppose you'd like to know all about that dead loss of an actor chap in the ground floor room.
Those were exactly Inspector Gregson's words, weren't they? Mate, you don't gotta stand up. you can stay sitting down. Yeah, well, here's my badge. Mr. Garrideb, could I show you this?
Been quite a couple of days, as you can imagine. Afraid I'm rather tired. Haven't really got the energy in my old eyeballs, to be honest with you.
Some other time, then. You could fucking sit down, then. Alright, this morning's incident, Mr. Shamsphere. I do want to examine some stuff first, see if there's anything in the room worth caring about. I don't think there is, because this was all here last time. Yeah, nothing's really changed since the last time we were here. Let's just talk to him. It must have been a real shock for you this morning. I hear that you discovered what had happened.
Well, that hopeless actor chap rises at 5 o'clock sharp every morning without fail. But at 5:30 this morning, he still hasn't lit the gas. So I went down and knocked on his door, but no Bailey answer. No Bolly answer.
And that's when you broke into his room by kicking down the door?
Well, I called on that rum-looking Japanese chap to do the grunt work, of course.
Wasn't it a little premature to kick the door down? The man could have just overslept by half an hour.
That's very true, Mr. Naruhodo. If 30 minutes oversleeping warranted such behavior,
I would have killed you many times already.
I'd have to kick your door down every morning.
Well, you know, better to be safe than sorry and all that.
Is it just me, or is he avoiding our gaze now all of a sudden? What did you fucking do, Moon Man?
Except that it was a sorry situation indeed that you found on the other side of the door.
Mr. Shamsphere.
The victim's name is Mr. Shamsphere, I believe. Is that right?
Yes, William Shamsphere took the ground floor room 3 months ago now.
And how would you describe him?
Fucking awful. In a word, destitute.
Destitute?
Well, let's face it, the only redeeming feature of that room is the cheap rent. Anyone wanting to live in a place like that is either broke or has a bally screw loose.
So hard to choose which category Soseki-san would fall into. Mr. Naruhodo, that's a little rude. We know he's poor.
He was doing research as well.
Research into what?
Shakespeare, of course, Shakespeare. Read a few plays of the old bard myself, you know? Romeo and Hamlet and all that.
Yes, William Shakespeare is England's most highly regarded classical playwright and author. Supposedly multiple different people conglomerated into one. In theory. He's known as Sao in Japanese, as you know, and many of his works have already been translated. It seems incredible that Shakespeare was shortened to Sao, though. Someone was too heavy-handed there. There were a lot of costumes in the victim's room, actually, weren't there? Of course, Mr. Natsume is a scholar of English literature as well. I imagine he and Shamsphere would have had much in common. They definitely would have had shit to talk about. Shakespeare's interpretation disagreement leads to shocking murder. Let's hope it's not that. They literally got in a fucking fight over, like, which Shakespeare play is better. Oh no. I could see that. Mr. Naruhodo, really? How rude. Okay, but what if that's the case? After Mr. Natsume's trial yesterday, you came straight back here, I believe, didn't you? Did you notice anything strange between then and this morning?
Now it must have been about 6 in the evening by the time I got home. Snow was coming down rather heavy, as I remember. It was completely dark outside. That failed actor chap was out at the time.
Garrett had noticed there was no light from his room or something, I suppose.
Couldn't summon the energy for anything much, so I just sat in front of the fire up here. You know, I have a bad leg, and my wife got arrested. Wasn't a great time for me. It was after 8 before Shamsphere got back. And the chap was up until 1:01 in the morning, I'll have you know. Suppose he met his end sometime after that. I was asleep by then, so I'm rather in the dark there.
Well, thank you. That was very illuminating. Is everything alright, Miss Susato? Well, I was just thinking it's a little strange, that's all. Mr. Garrett, you were up here in your room all evening, if I've understood correctly.
Not a big fan of stairs, not with the blasted leg.
Then, why did you know How is it you seemed to know when he got back? The precise movements of your tenants on the ground floor, I mean.
Don't accuse me of this.
That's a very good point. How do you keep a look on your tenants, huh? Can't imagine that you could hear noises from the ground floor all the way up here. This old man like to spy on its tenants, is that it?
Oh, see, I know what you're thinking, and it's barely outrageous. I'm ex-military, don't you know? Don't go around spying on my tenants. Why would I?
Then how did you know, Mr. Garradeb?
It's the gas, woman. The gas tells me everything.
The gas? So we must have some way of, like, getting informed whenever someone puts in money for the gas. What on earth do you mean, sir? How can the gas tell you anything, let alone everything?
Well, as you're probably aware, the gas is supplied to the building by pipes.
Yes, I more or less worked that out. Every room in the building is connected by a single pipe in the main gas outside. And the gas company supplies gas to properties via the main. Yes, I understand that too.
Let me see if I can explain. Let's say I light the gas lamps up here. What do you suppose would happen?
Well, obviously the room would get brighter.
Exactly, but at the same time, the lights in all the other rooms of the house would dim for a moment.
What? They dim? Why? Perhaps it's because when you light a gas lamp, it briefly uses more gas than usual, and then reduces the amount of gas in the pipes for the other lamps that are connected to it. That might explain why the other lamps dim momentarily, mightn't it? Yeah, of course, because everything's connected to a single supply pipe. Hello, what's up? That's supposed to happen, though. It sounds rather undesirable. How are you? I'm doing pretty alright. Just investigating a non-murder now.
Jolly good point. Fact is, the gas company's pipes in these parts are pretty hopeless. Long worn out. We're cheap as fuck. We haven't gotten these pipes replaced in about 48 years. At least. And barely got any gas in them to start with.
He ate soap, died, but then came back and did a little dance. Are you playing on PC or console? PC. And it's much easier to play on PC. Well, it's much easier to stream on PC, I should say. I can stream, like, my Switch, but, I have some audio problems with it that I gotta sort out before I do that again. I ate her 3DS. No, you don't. No, you didn't. I have it right here. I have it in my hand right now. I can literally grab it. Also, I would need to get, like, Japanese copies of this game on the 3DS, because it never came out in English.
Opposite's also true, of course. Extinguish the lamps up here and you'll glow brighter than the rest of the house.
3DS did I eat? Yeah, that's the real mystery. That's what we gotta figure out. By watching the flickering of the lamps in one room, you can determine what's happening elsewhere.
I've got it.
Oh, of course, because when people come back home in the evening, and before they go to sleep at night, what they're guaranteed to do is either light or put out their lamps and fires. Clever.
In point of fact, the room on the ground floor and the one above it is slightly different amounts of gas. By watching the lights in here closely, I could work out almost exactly what's going on in the whole house.
Gosh, that's fascinating, Mr. Garrideb. Absolutely fascinating.
Well, nothing to it, really.
And I can't really see that it's going to help us with the case, either. Oh, that's not true at all. What other game do you play besides this game? Oh, I've played loads. Many different games. Yu-Gi-Oh!, Pokemon, fucking Professor Layton, some other things. Oh, that's interesting. I've played quite a bit. What else have I played recently? Oh yeah, Fire Emblem, of course. I'll probably do a randomizer of Fire Emblem Fates soon. Hey, I haven't played them that much. Those are just the first ones that came to mind, because those are what I've streamed recently. How long your stream in general? I don't know, like 4 to 5 hours, typically. What I'd like to know is why Mr. Garrideb is so interested in what his tenants are up to in the first place. Because he's charging them shit. He's charging them money for, how much gas they use. I feel like there's more to it than idle curiosity. A full playthrough of Awakening, but name the main character after me and make everyone gay. I will give you $2 billion more when you come. You will mod Ruko in. True! I did actually do a playthrough of Awakening. Oh god! Yo, thanks for the follow. I forgot to turn that down again. I'm never gonna remember to turn that shit down. Thank you, I appreciate it. But I did actually do a Gay Awakening playthrough like a month ago. Yay. Emmy Anderson seems familiar. Have I seen you before? Like 4 years ago when I used to stream, and before I took a break, because I feel like I remember that name. Might be a coincidence, though. But, can I ask one question? Sure thing. Oh. Well, you've already been asking questions. Perhaps we ought to go to the prison and speak with Mr. Natsume again. Well, we haven't even spoke to him the first time in prison, so... Alright, the gas shit will be important later. Add an owl. Aw shit, here we go again. Aw shit, here we go again. Aw shit, here we go again. Gotta reduce that owl to a greater position so it fits. Fit the owl. Fit the owl. Do the worm. There we go. They're still not the same size. What the fuck? Close enough. Hi, Soseki. How you doing? You seem to be doing good. Mr. Natsume, have the police finished questioning you now? Welcome, student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. Oh, yes? What is he? Tell me. Is he a ghost? Is he here to haunt me? Let me guess, you're talking about Mr. Shlomes? He actually calls himself a great detective, Mr. Natsume, not a ghost. Do you have Discord? I do have Discord. I don't have, like, a Discord yet. I should make one. I should make a Discord for, like, viewers and such. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. Yeah, I'm just Noctua early on Discord. I'm very easy to find always. Because I'm just Noctua early on everything. Yeah, I just did. Boom. Just look up Noctua early, you'll find me. But his diabolic deductions, they're not of this world. They've left me. Oh, cursed. Bachtua early. Me when I write classical music. That's when I'm Bachtua early. Quack, quack, quack. Quack, quack, quack. Quacktua early for the part-time duck. Oh, that sort of hurts. Credit where credit is due, Mr. Naruhodo. You were heavily involved in a deduction, too. Iconic turnaround on that. Yes, moving on. We have some wonderful news. Oh? The victim that we all thought was dead has come back to life again. He looked behind him. That is not wonderful news. That's horrifying. Now, in the absolutely worst case, you could only be tried for attempted murder. Boom, baby, let's go. That's great, isn't it? Huh? Huh? It's terrible. Oh. I'm stuck in this cell suffering for some silly wrong end of a stick. You did it, didn't you? Confess, you're a killer. Where's the mustache? Okay, BRB. See you in a bit. Constant questions. I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, that selfish shyster. Make up your mind. Are you dead or alive? If you were going to come back to life, why bother dying? Wickedly wishy-washy William. I fucking hate that guy. Well, it seems likely that Mr. Shamspear was never actually dead in the first place. Ah, yes, that might make some sense. And I'm pleased that he's alive, of course. Lively debate last night was much fun. It'd be sad to think it was our last. Oh. Oops. Mr. Natsume, does this mean that you did see the victim last night? You met with Mr. Shamsphere, didn't you? You made out with them, didn't you, Squidward? I'm not saying another word. I demand to have a lawyer present. Who do you think I am? Please, Mr. Natsume. We need to hear your side of the story. Oh, why am I cursed like this? I call for a lawyer. I am your lawyer. Fuck! God damn it! Have I shown you this before, Mr. Natsume? Oh, yes, the sweet, sweet aroma of our beloved homeland. Shows that the wearer is a defense attorney. It means nothing in Great Britain, of course, but I still wear it. You know, it should mean something to them, eventually. Oh, I know exactly how you feel, locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. My Haramaki belly band. Haramaki belly band. I don't feel right without it. Your Haramaki belly band? It's perfect for the cold England winters, just the thing to keep my tummy warm. Yes, I see the link. Almost. Alright, great. I need it for my tummy. Alright, what happened? Can you tell us exactly what happened last night then? Were you making out with him? There's nothing to tell. But Mr. Naruhodo Esquire, I'm eternally grateful to you for helping me with the accursed case yesterday. The case that saw poor Miss Olive Green hospitalized after she ended up with a knife in her back. It's hard to believe that was only yesterday. After the trial was over, I trudged my weary way back to my lowly lodgings, and I listfully lagged behind and blopped onto bed. And that evening, at past 9 it must have been, I visited Mr. Shamsphere. You did go to the victim's room then. As we feared. I didn't do anything wrong. I've never been in his room before. It was the first time. Then what made you decide to go? I bumped into him when I arrived back at the house. We got chatting and it developed into a discussion. But he had to go out, so I bade him farewell. That ties in with what Mr. Garadeb said, that the victim went out and came back after 8. We met again later that evening, not around 9 or just after, when I took him some nice tea I'd brewed as a gift. It was you who brought the tea that had clearly been drank at the scene then. That's not good. And I suppose you were discussing the works of Shakespeare, were you? Yes, that's right. That's exactly right. Romeo and Juliet, who was the stronger? It was a delicate debate. What? You were having a power scaling debate between Romeo and Juliet? Who was stronger? I know, Juliet would fucking kick his ass. I'm sure. Such a stimulating subject, Shakespeare. And the debate became very heated, so you slipped poison into Shamsphere's tea. No! Never, not at all! Team Juliet won, that was me. And when I left his room, yo, I was right, Juliet would kick his ass. That flamboyant fellow was fighting fit, I swear it, categorically. L epic, A epic. You're epic. Mr. Natsume, you often say the same thing about yourself, I've noticed. That you have a cursed existence. I'm sure I've mentioned this to you before, but I've been here in Great Britain for a year now, and in that time I've learnt that it's no place for me. I hate everything here. It can be very trying to live in a foreign land and adapt to the ways of another culture. There are foreigners everywhere I look, and they all stare at me, they all laugh. That's the impression I get whenever I go out. Makes me scared to leave my room. Which is why I've become a recluse. But even in my room, I find no respite from my fears. I've moved more times than I can remember, and then 1 week ago I moved into Briar Road. But why? I mean, why did you choose that place? It doesn't seem very comfortable. I told you before, it's 'cause it's cheap as fuck. I have so little money, it spoke to me. The rent? Obviously, there's a reason why it's cheap. Because the room is cursed. And because it's garbage. The previous occupant, the man who lived there before I took the room, died there. Oh no. He was only a young man, but one morning he was found dead and no one could explain why. Surely no one would want to live in a room with a history like that. I didn't. When the letting agent recommended the place, I wavered. But I want books, and books cost money! A horrible history is a small price to pay. I need books, damn it! And they cost me money! I need more money! When I realized it would mean I could buy more books, I signed the lease like lightning. Brave or blinkering? But after I moved, I soon came to realize what I'd done. I realized how horrible that room's history really was. Gosh, was it really so awful? Oh, new topic. A horrible history. How did the room's horrible history affect you, Mr. Natsume? What happened? At first, it was just a feeling. A feeling of beady eyes boring into my back, watching me. You think that might just have been your mind playing tricks on you? No. My mind doesn't know any tricks. It was someone else. Trust me. No, I'm not paranoid. It's been one long nightmare ever since I was given the keys to that place. A nightmare? You've been having bad dreams, you mean? All the souls who've died in that room, I lean over me in my sleep and try to strangle me. That really is horrible. And now I come to think of it, it happened again last night, too. The very same night that Mr. Shamsphere was writhing in agony from the poison in his body. I was on the verge of being suffocated silently by those miserable spirits in my room. If they did strangle me, then I wouldn't be accused of murder, so maybe that would have been better. You simply must move out of that room as soon as possible. Yes, you're right, I know it, and that's why. I've already searching for the next room with a history to call home. I think perhaps you should try to avoid a combination with any kind of history at all. You should really just live in a shack that you made yourself. Otherwise, I'm scared that you yourself may become history. Ooh, Susato-san knows how to make the man listen. Of course. Mr. Lord of the Manor is worried about the curse on my room as well. You mean Mr. Garadeb? Yes, he knows that if people keep dying there, he'll never be able to rent it out again. Well, that's true. I, for one, wouldn't go near the place. Perhaps. That may explain why the landlord pays so much attention to the gas lamps and his tenants' movements. Because he thinks there's gonna be another murder at any moment. I mean, because he's worried about their well-being? Well, not for any non-selfish reason. He is a landlord, after all. He does seem to have an unusually keen interest in the amount of gas in the pipes. There must be a reason why he keeps such close tabs on the occupants of his room. What do you mean, he pays so much attention to the gas lamps? Oh dear, no, it's nothing to do with you, Mr. Natsume. Please forget I said anything. Oh, now you're talking about me behind my back as well. You're all monsters. What's important at Mr. Shamsphere isn't in fact dead at all. Once he's come round, he'll be able to tell us what happened. We'll be able to get you released. Yes, please. Oh, I do hope you're right. Excuse me?
Excuse me? What?
Inspector Gregson.
I couldn't help overhear what you just said, and on that note, I have some good news and some bad news.
Oh.
Which do you want first?
Always, every time, the bad news comes first. When hope is all you have, hold on to it. That's my guiding principle.
Right, well, in that case, the good news it is.
Huh?
Sorry, it's just a lot easier to explain everything that way.
Then why